StarCraft Solo machine and I'm using the Create software. I've already started working, oops, sorry. I've already started working on the card and here's the design I have, but I want to show you how I got there. I am going to click on the library and in the library there are some designs, and once I download and install things I'll have my own designs on here. But I did find some cards in here. Here we go. So one thing I want to show you, when this library first opened up, the previews were like this. Now when I'm using a shape, that's fine. I can see what's going on. But if you want bigger previews, just drag this little scroll bar. And then you get bigger previews. Because if you're old like me, your eyes need to be zoomed in. So I started looking at some of these different cards. And I found this one that I liked. So now I can close this. But I was looking at this card. It's a 5.5 by 7, which is kind of a typical card size. But I did know that I had some smaller envelopes that I wanted to use, so I wanted to resize this. So I wanted the width to be, oh, but okay, here's where you have to do the math. The width needs to be the full width of the card. So not just when I measure the envelope, it would be from here to the fold. So let's go back to here and see what I ended up with. So 8 by 5. Okay. So if I go like this and change the height to 5.25, and then I want my width to be 8, but I want to get rid of this keep it proportional part. So I want to go over here to my layers and click on the envelope. Nope. Oh, I know I did this before. There we go. I want to click on the arrow. And I want to take the circle and then hold my shift key so I can grab this other circle. And I want to move them out of here because I want to stretch just these portions of the card and not the circle. So now when I highlight this and say I want the width to be, let's go 8. See how, oh, see how it didn't work because I didn't unclick the keep proportional? Let's try that there, keep proportional, and now I say 8. So now it made it a wider card, but I can move this piece back in and it didn't distort it at all. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to do was change some of the coloring of my card. And I'm going to go over here. Oh, I also used the text function and just typed up the number 13 because that's the age of the recipient of the card. Okay, so now I want to change the colors on some of these pieces. So I'm going to click on this piece right here and go over to the paint palette looking icon. And I want to go to my color. And I'm going to pick an orange, but then adjust it to be kind of a soft melon orange, which more closely matches the paper that I'll be using. And I like to do this just because it helps me keep track of my pieces when I'm cutting. And then this piece, I'm going to make kind of a teal color. So let's grab a teal. That's actually pretty good. This I'm going to leave this kind of bluish purple because it's actually going to be cut from a striped paper and there is some purple in there. Okay, so now I'm looking at this and oh shoot, I want to make this red piece that same color as the orange, but I don't remember which shade of orange I clicked on. So I am going to zoom in. I'm just doing that by going to the zoom in tool and go in. And now I can pick just the red, or if you're having trouble selecting just the red from over here, scroll over here to the layers and click on the red. Now I want to go to this little dropper and it's asking me to pick something. I'm picking that same orange and now they match. Is that cool? Okay. So now that I have everything colored in how I wanted, I can go and cut these pieces to create this card. The Solo Create software has this cool feature called What You See is What You Get, which means things are going to cut exactly where you have them placed on the grid of the cutting mat. That's super cool because then you don't have to worry about, like, are things going to line up? Nope. If you got them fitting on this mat, they are going to stay in that location when you go to cut it. The problem, however, is with a card like this, there's an orange piece back here and here. So currently they are stacked on top of each other. That would not be good for cutting because they would cut out on top of each other instead of separate pieces that I could layer. So I took a suggestion from a friend and made a cutting tab where I took everything and grouped it by color and then moved it into the best possible placement for each color. Okay? So now it's going to cut all of these. This is where I want you to learn from my mistake. I hit create right here and thought it was going to just cut each one and tell me when to load and unload each color for the mats. There's a little secret. Hit create, and then instead of being in the general where everything's stacked on top of each other, click on cut by color. Okay, so then this is saying to cut all the colors as a single job. So if I had everything spaced on this one mat in different colors, I could still do it as one job. But I want to cut each color separately or as separate jobs. And now we hit create.
I love to hear from you. So make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and drop me a comment below. Thanks.